wiper blades are pretty straightforward. There's a little squeeze tab in there that will slide out. And just kind of wrestle it out of there. So you see there's the tab, and that just kind of snaps into that arm. If you're needing to take the arm off, like if you want to paint it, which I typically do about once a year, or if you need to adjust the angle, these are pretty low. I might put them up about 1 click. There's a plastic cap on the end, pop that off, and then there's a bolt. Take that off and you can take these off. So I'm going to try these arrow blades this time. So you squeeze here, that pops this open, and then you've got your hook in there, and then that clamps back down. So we will see if those do better than the old-fashioned type wiper blades. Alright, so last night I put the blades on the windshield wipers, and I was talking about being able to remove the actual arm. You notice, this is how it came to me. I didn't adjust these. So you see the passenger side one is sitting, to me it looks like it's too low. Now I may move it up and I may figure out why they had it sitting so low. It may be an aerodynamics thing. It may be that when you're driving this car it may pull on that, I don't know, but I'm going to try to get it off of this plastic trim here. And so like I said, the way to do it is to pry up on this cap here. So not real difficult to remove. That's what it looks like. Alright, so I guessed 5/8. It's actually metric, so it's 15 millimeters. I always question why American cars have so much metrics on them. So, normally doing this, I would take this off and paint it with a nice gloss black paint. It's supposed to rain today, so I don't want to mess with that. I don't know if you can hear, there's lots of teeth in there, so there's an infinite number of positions this can be in, and you get it in the wrong spot and you'll know it. But I think that's probably enough. That's keeping it off of the plastic here. Changing out the Crown Vic wipers are very similar. You're going to pull that up, pull that tab, slide it out, put the new one in. If you're wanting to adjust the angle or remove the arms to paint them or whatever, you have to turn the wipers on. When they get at some point on your windshield, pull your key so they'll stop. Once they're up, you can pull upward on them, and there's a little metal sliding tab in them, and you slide that tab out, and then that allows you to lift the arm off. Before you do that, if your blades are lined up properly, you want to make a mark on the windshield. I usually just use painter's tape. You can do a grease pencil, whatever. So just basically like mark along the blade. That way when you put it back on, you'll be able to line it up. Or if you're needing to adjust the angle, you can adjust it accordingly. That's what I'm talking about. Get it up like that and then mark the windshield. That one I'm going to change the angle on. That's the beauty of doing the stuff on camera, sometimes I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm trying to not block the camera. But basically, it's going to be in your car like that. So you have to pull up on the arm and slide that piece back up, which is a lot easier to do on the car. So it basically pops up. That's the view you're going to have on your car, and then the arm locks that in, and then that allows it to slide up. And then you see there's, I call it infinite. It's obviously not infinite, but there's a whole bunch of different positions that can sit on there. And so you can try popping it on different angles till you get it angled right. And like I said, normally when I have these off, I will spray paint this with the gloss black. Typically the paint lasts about a year. It's been about a year since this one's been painted. It's supposed to rain today, but I'll tell you right now, it's beautiful out. It's tempting to kind of clean this up with some TSP and paint it. Then if you're wanting to change the wiper blades, you can do this on the car obviously, but you just squeeze the little release and it slides out like that. And then the new one just clips back in. My blades are dirty, but they're still intact. What I usually look for is if there's a tear on here where this starts separating. Usually it separates on one of the ends, and then it just starts getting longer and longer. And you'll see when it's wiping your windshield, the end will start doing this number, going in the opposite direction of the blade. But these are intact. I can't remember. I write down when I change them, but I don't remember now. But these are, I think, are less than a year old. Shows the reverse of the removal. Like I said, for me, I'm going to try to get this lined up. So instead of being perfectly with the tape, it's going to be a little bit lower.